Welcome everybody to episode 6 of the Church Parking Lot Podcast. I am your co-host B. Allen, joined by
your boy J. Jamal.
Thank y'all for coming back out for another episode where it is
and it ain't
what you think. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all Church Parking Lot Podcasts.
Yeah, now we on Twitter, baby.
Also on Twitter at Church Parking Lot, no G on parking, Church Parking Lot. And we are also broadcasting to you from Anchor.fm. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, as well as a slew of other podcast platforms. So, to start off the show, we're going to start off as we always do with our segment 4Y.
Why 4?
And today's 4Y4 segment is an extension from the last episode.
Oh boy.
If you remember, we were talking about Bubba Wallace.
Hey, Bubba!
And at this point, I am lost. I'm in the wilderness with this one.
I'm lost, but I'm proud of Bubba. He's sticking to his guns.
I am. I'm happy for Bubba, man. That was a major thing for him to do, to step up about the Confederate flags and equality and all. And it was really big. If you saw the race,
yes,
where they had all the drivers come out and push his car out
to the front.
Yeah, to the front. That was a real dope scene of unity, man. Never seen anything like that in honestly all of sports. And I think they kind of did a disjustice because it's NASCAR. Because if it was any other sport, you know, it'd have been a lot bigger moment. But NASCAR is on its dying leg.
You think so?
I know so.
I think NASCAR
right in front of the NHL. The NHL is on the bottom. This is no lie. They're on the NASCAR is like right above the NHL. Then right above NASCAR is MLB, and then you got NBA, NFL.
Yeah,
that's just how the sports run in America.
Right.
Now, I can't speak as far as other countries, but in America, it is what it is.
That's facts.
So, with that being said, with the newfound facts with the Bubba Wallace story, if you haven't heard,
give him the background, B.
After the I'm sorry. Before this last race
in Talladega,
shout out to Ricky Bobby. Before this last race in Talladega,
Mobile, Alabama.
Is that where it is?
I don't think it's in Mobile, but it's in Alabama. I'm sorry, I had a Forrest Gump moment.
But right before the race, or as they were setting up for the race, as they were getting the garages assigned to the different drivers, Bubba Wallace's team discovered a noose, or what they thought was a noose, in their garage.
Yes. So hanging in the garage.
Now this is before Bubba never saw it. His teammates saw it, and they alerted officials in NASCAR, and it created a huge firestorm.
Yes.
So big to where the FBI got involved. So
the good old boys came on down to take a look in the garage. Let me take a peek up in here.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation, the same people that catch people like El Chapo and serial killers, and I don't know what else do they do, man. I don't know. They catch the pirates out in the middle of the ocean.
They do all of that, boy. I can tell you right now, just because of that happening right there, they have extended us getting stimulus checks. Because all the stimulus money went to Bubba Wallace's garage.
I can't understand for the life of me why they needed so much investigation. I mean, because from what I've seen and what I've researched, those garages are tight-lipped.
Yes.
You got cameras
everywhere.
Everything, everywhere.
So
why you would even need a third party is kind of beyond me.
I don't know, because my thing is they have $1 million cars in these garages. Like you said, there's cameras,
parts, expensive
everywhere. Tools, parts, trailers, all kind of stuff, just all in the garages. They go in there, they set it up to where they can use it. And you mean to tell me not one camera caught somebody going in that garage to put a noose up in Bubba Wallace's garage.
That's the thing. As the story continues on,
yes,
at the end of said investigation, the FBI,
what they find, B?
The same people that kick in doors and, discover tons of cocaine in
everywhere.
residences, they found that said noose was a pull rope that had been in this garage for at least a year.
So break that down to me. Well, when you say pull rope, what you mean? Because, when I think of a pull rope, I think of that little rope that hang up from the attic.
Yeah, like you're pulling
down.
something to get something down.
Yeah.
I didn't see the specifics on what you were actually pulling to get down.
Right.
But I know if it's a noose and you pull something down, it might be a body. So that's the thing. They said it wasn't your typical pull rope. It was made into the shape and it was made into the likeness of a noose. So whoever was using it, they used it. They could have used it as a pull rope, but a pull rope. They could have used it as a pull rope, but they tied it up like a noose.
I don't get it though.
And they left it there. They said it's been there for a year, and there was no way for them to know. This is what they say. There was no way for them to know that there was a noose like that in that garage, and they assigned it to Bubba Wallace.
So you mean to tell me that in all these other garages, they ain't got nothing they need to pull down? It was only in this garage. It's only in Bubba's garage that he got an attic in his garage. That's what you mean to tell me?
I don't know, man. Either that or everybody else pull ropes,
regular ropes.
Yeah, just regular ropes.
They just got a knot on the end.
They got Boy Scout knots.
But here's my thing though: a noose is basically a humongous slip knot.
Correct.
So, what do you need a slip knot for to pull something down?
I've never been in a NASCAR pit crew area. Garage, none of that stuff.
Me either.
So I don't know what they might have several nooses hanging around.
I got it. His garage door wasn't working.
Okay.
So
so
they had to tie a rope.
So they rigged it. Hillbilly rigged. Can I say that?
Yes.
Yeah. So they hillbilly rigged the garage door with a noose.
Oh,
that's understandable, man.
So they could pull it up and down, pull the garage door. That's but that was the only garage they hadn't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, they hadn't fixed that one.
Yeah.
So they still slighted Bubba because they gave him the garage door that didn't operate correctly.
I guess they thought he would be used to it.
Take this one. It's just a noose. You know what that is, right?
I'm just playing with you, Bubba. Can I call you Bubba?
Oh, man. Yo, but can you just put this in perspective, man? That moment when the noose, or so-called noose, was first discovered, it was the biggest story in sports because we ain't playing sports.
Right.
So everybody's trying to figure out who's the noose hanger. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing titles like I'm seeing headlines like noose car drivers, not NASCAR drivers. It's like, yo, this has gotten out of hand, and there's no evidence, leading either way to say was it a hoax, was it a setup, was it an inside job? Nobody knows until the FBI just released this little vague statement.
So here's my question though: how do they know it's been up there for a whole year?
I'm still waiting on more evidence because they said they have photographic evidence.
I need to see the photos.
So that's what I would have thought, that with a story of that magnitude, if you come out with a statement like that, you should have the receipts to come with it.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me you got photos and you don't have no photos.
Right. I'm surprised that there hasn't been a leak of photos. Like, the people who found it was like, oh, look at this.
Facts.
And didn't, say anything. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, what do? You open the garage and see the noose and then automatically run back and tell the officials, hey, there's a noose hanging in Bubba garage. I don't think y'all want this black boy to see it. What do you do? And the crazy part is, the owner of his team.
Oh yeah, Richard Petty.
Yeah. And he looked like he just one of the good old boys ever.
Hey man, me and Richard Petty go back, man.
I love Richard Petty.
I was a fan of NASCAR, so I used to like Richard Petty. He used to have these cool commercials.
Yes.
Everything, man.
That big old hat.
He looked 8 feet tall. How tall is he?
Hey, I don't know. Richard Petty could have played in the NBA.
When they showed Richard Petty hugging Bubba Wallace, he looked like a man on stilts.
Yes.
Reaching down, he looked like the you know how like a used car dealership, they got the big balloons outside and they're just waving around,
like a waving balloon,
going whichever way the wind blows them. That's what Richard Petty looked like.
He's
with a big
small
old
enough.
hat. He is.
He's small enough.
With a huge sombrero.
Yes. Yes. Just look like he'd fall over. It's over, man.
Yeah, man. But if it is indeed true that is what it is, I still have another theory as to why this happened.
Oh boy.
It's not necessarily funny either though, but it's sad because I feel like racism is so ingrained in us as Americans that we can possibly see the simplest of things and just find racism in it.
That's true.
Even though it might not necessarily be, a black and white thing. There's plenty of gray area for everything.
Right.
But, I mean, they got a point, man. I've walked in places and seen stuff and be like, man, that look like the news.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
That look like that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But I never caused a fuss about it because I figured there's got to be a reason that's there.
Right.
But for whatever reason, I don't think that rope was supposed to be in a garage like that.
I don't think so either. I think that rope was somehow placed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fall back and wait on some more evidence to come out for this.
Show me the photos.
Because as of right now, I still think that was a public lynching of Bubba Wallace.
Well, if anything, it brought NASCAR to the forefront again.
It really did.
So, and the crazy part is that they're making such a big deal out of that, not realizing now they getting all the black people to start liking NASCAR.
NASCAR again. Yeah, right.
because of Bubba Wallace, he was out there after the race, even though he finished, and that's another thing, man. We'll talk about that, but he finished 14th, had the lead.
I think he got up to second or third.
Yeah, and then fell back for whatever reason. But after the race, man, there was so many people that drove from Atlanta to Alabama just to watch the race. Just to watch the race. So, I mean, if anything, NASCAR, because of black people, may survive.
They may at least a little bit longer. He probably got as many black fans as Trump does supporting in the Republican Party. Hey. Quite honest with you.
You know what? And I'm going to become the biggest Bubba Wallace supporter.
I am too.
Here's the reason why. It has nothing to do with his racing.
Okay.
Because last episode, I wanted to know his real name, and I didn't look it up. And I looked it up.
Oh, very true.
Do you know what Bubba Wallace's first name is?
Start with a D. I can't remember.
Daryl.
There you go.
Daryl Bubba Wallace.
You got your brother name.
I appreciate that, man. He need to go by Daryl then. He need to go by Daryl. You know Daryl. Daryl used to stay down the street.
If they say it like that, they probably will go like that.
You know Daryl, man. Come on now.
They got a Daryl. They had a famous Daryl in NASCAR. Daryl Waltrip.
It wasn't a black Daryl.
Because you're saying it wrong. It's Darrell.
That's probably what they call him back at home. But when he get around them, it's Daryl.
Oh, it's Daryl. Hey, why they keep calling you Daryl?
Right.
Darrell. They just call him Rail.
Right. That's it.
Little Rail.
Hey, Rail.
Bubba Rail. He got all kinds of nicknames back.
Rail B.
We'll see what happens at the conclusion of this crazy event.
Yeah, man.
That was 4Y.
Y4. Speaking of Mr. Darrell and being back at home,
Yep.
how did you enjoy the new Black holiday?
Oh, Juneteenth, man.
Juneteenth, baby.
Juneteenth was dope, man.
That's our July 4th.
It is. It was interesting. I mean, it's kind of short notice. You know,
What?
kind of short notice. I mean, we knew it was coming up, but we didn't know they was gonna let us,
Right.
do it like that.
Right. State holidays and everything. People getting a day off of work.
If we had known that, we would have made more flyers.
More flyers, more T-shirts, more hats, man.
All that. We would have been having TV commercials, radio commercials.
Oh yeah.
And they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
They did. They had to wait it out.
I think they had this one in the bag for a minute.
Yeah.
George Floyd stuff kind of accelerated, and it was like, you know what? Give him Juneteenth. Wasn't supposed to happen until 2025, but guess we got to
because we've been asking for February.
Yeah.
We've been asking for the whole month, but they ain't gonna give us a whole month off.
Oh no.
Because we might not come back.
Definitely won't come back.
Right. So they gave us a day. They gave us Juneteenth, our July 4th. And, when we found out we was free, or the last of them found out they was free.
The last time we found out they were free. But don't let, that's another narrative, man, we got to stop now. Don't let them fool you into thinking that people waited till Juneteenth for freedom. There were still thousands of uprisings and, Nat Turner stories and people just fighting for their freedom, either because they already heard that they were free or because they wanted their freedom.
Right.
So, but Juneteenth is the marking of, I think like you said, the last of the slaves in Texas getting word that they were free.
That's true. But we still wasn't free though.
No, free-ish. Definitely free-ish.
Free-ish, man. Free-ish, man. So what do you think? What do you think Juneteenth is going to turn into now?
I haven't really figured it out because I don't know, man. Because I don't know how other people are going to celebrate it. Because in America, we are a capitalistic society, so they have to make money off of it.
It's true.
They're not just going to give us Juneteenth and turn off all the commercials and, just tell us go enjoy your heritage and celebrate. Nah. There's going to be commercials and parties and products and sales.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also funny because these companies are going to have to tiptoe because you can't just, it's Juneteenth, KFC, everything 50% off. Like, hold on, bro. Let's talk about it.
Buy one, get one watermelon free.
Yeah, you can't just do that.
No.
What are you talking about, man? Kind of like buy 3 cars. You get the 4th one on us. Like, what?
Oh, man.
That's why I haven't figured that part out. And I also haven't figured out how other people will celebrate it. And by other people, I mean, white people, Asian people, Native American, anything. I mean, it's different because on July 4th, we had been conditioned to believe that the entire country was free.
Right.
When we all know that it was not. Nope. So now we have this holiday that commemorates one section of people that were finally free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even still not completely free.
Right.
So how do we celebrate that as a national holiday without...
Well, technically, it's not a national holiday.
Well, it's getting there. I think it's going to come.
There. It's going to come. However, they had to do something quick, and so they did it on the state level. Right. From what I understand, not all states.
No, it's not. It's only a couple of states.
It's only a couple of states, and it's ones that are generally in the South.
Well, I mean, those are the ones that needed the most.
That's true.
They were the ones. They probably still got slaves right now. Hold on, what you say? What you say? Juneteenth be what? God, dog, man. My bad. My bad.
Keep those pics, I swear.
Hey, y'all won't listen to the radio just now, was it?
Hey, turn that off.
Oh, yeah, turn that off.
Turn that off.
They won't talk about nothing. Yeah, anyway.
Hey, Darrell, what'd they say?
Meanwhile, Darrell, he working on getting in the house. My name's Daryl.
Right.
Daryl.
But they can call me Bubba. But yeah, man, Juneteenth is going to be celebrated for a long time. Finally, that we've been able to celebrate it on a national level and not just in a neighborhood level. And truth be told, a lot of people still didn't know nothing about Juneteenth.
Right.
Juneteenth,
a lot of people thought it was I've heard people thought it was a made up holiday. People thought it was a African holiday.
Right.
I've heard people just say it just came out of thin air.
Right.
No, this has been around a long time.
Yes.
It's the 1800s, man.
Yes.
So yeah, man, it's cool to finally see it getting recognized. But like I said, I'm just thinking from a countrywide standpoint, how I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, do we give everybody BET free? Like, even if you don't have cable, turn to Channel 5 and you got BET
for
all
that day.
ESPN highlights all day.
So it's like the Disney Plus for the COVID time.
You get a free trial.
You get a free trial for the Juneteenth.
Just for a day.
Oh my gosh. No, you gotta get more than BET though. You gotta get BET.
You gotta give them title streaming service.
You gotta give them title. You gotta give them Oprah.
Oh yeah, facts.
Everybody get some Weight Watchers for free. Facts. Everybody get a Weight Watchers meal. You ain't gotta grill out.
They're not gonna go for that. No, man, you're not gonna get your July 4th with your burgers and dogs. We sitting over here
with Weight Watchers,
eating kale chips, drinking cucumber water,
cauliflower pizza. Just put that pizza on the grill, baby. Give it a little charcoal taste.
See, but I can see that happening, though. I can see that happening. They're gonna try to push something that's not normally pushed on other holidays.
You're right.
On Juneteenth, because right after Juneteenth comes the quote unquote original Independence Day,
right?
July 4th,
right?
So, which begs the question: how would July 4th look this year? Because I know I said earlier, I said in our previous episode that I don't think it was really going to jump off, but we're conditioned, man. I think people are still going to be out there. July 4th, red, white, and blue. These colors are true. Fireworks popping.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be some fireworks popping. But I think it's going to be a lot more, especially it's going to be tense. I believe it's going to be tense because it's going to be a lot more people out celebrating and really doing exactly what you just said. This is the real Independence Day.
I got you. It's like trying to make a point type.
Right. Y'all got y'all day, but this is the real day. This is the real Independence Day. This is the real day that's celebrated. Since you had Juneteenth off, you shouldn't get July 4th off type of deal. Like today, I was at Walmart, man. Minding my own business, pulling into Walmart. And every city has a Walmart that is the blackest Walmart in that city.
Yeah.
And I pulled into our Black Mart. And in the middle of the Black Mart.
Not to be confused with Black Wall Street.
No, not to be confused with that.
Black Walmart. Far from there.
Not to be confused with Black Wall Street or Black Mac.
What is Black Mac?
Oh man, Black Mac, man.
You said something about that.
Yeah,
back at home, right? The Black McDonald's.
Yes.
I got you. Black Mac, Black Mart.
Yeah, Black Wall Street. But I'm pulling up to the Black Mart. And in the middle of this parking lot is the most stereotypical country redneck type of dude. Yeah. I'm talking pickup truck, big tires, mud slaying all over it, and, shotgun holder in the window, old school type of pickup truck. Old dude in some dirty jeans with holes at the knees, cowboy boots, cut off sleeve shirt with a big flag on it. And in the back of his truck at all four corners of his bed was an American flag, a Trump supporter flag for 2020, a Confederate flag, and then another flag that was like a mixture of the American flag and a Trump supporter flag in the middle of the parking lot. And when I tell you, I am so...
Wait, was he styling and profiling, or what was he doing?
Dude, he parked this truck, went into Walmart, bought his stuff, came out, and then was like in the back of his truck, acting like he was putting stuff away with a cigarette in his mouth. You didn't get that much stuff from this Walmart. It took him 15 minutes to leave the parking lot. Because he kept walking around the truck.
He said he wanted the problem.
He wanted something to pop off. And when I tell you I'm so proud of our people, because I've seen people walk past him and they were mean mugging him. I mean, they just was giving him the grit.
Right.
And it's like both of us wanted each other to say something so we could pop off.
Right.
And nobody did. I think Independence Day, July 4th, will be that type of day.
But yeah, I'm pretty interested to see on how these companies capitalize off of Juneteenth, because at the end of the day, that's how we thrive in America. Is, you know,
capitalist society, man.
Yeah,
got to make that dollar. Now, how would you make the dollar? Talking about Juneteenth without being racially profiled as a company.
That I don't know, especially when now you have companies backtracking after being a certain way for almost 200 years.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, we didn't realize that was racist.
Is that what you guys meant?
Oh my God, man.
Jeez.
You got the biggest one is you got Aunt Jemima.
Ain't Jemima.
Ain't Jemima. Ain't however you want to pronounce it. They backtracking, talking about rebranding. I'm assuming they're gonna have to change the name too, change everything. Change the name, you have to change the image.
It's gonna be a lot. Like that's a total rebranding of that whole.
See, they're gonna have to do a rebranding, and they're gonna have to do like this whole a learning moment for everyone, because you can't just come out and be like, all right, we used to be Aunt Jemima and now we're I don't know, world's best pancakes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's gonna be like, all right, so what happened in between there?
Right.
And they're gonna be like, well, way back in such and such, we hired, you know. So what do you think the purpose of these companies changing their names and their likenesses?
It's definitely to cover their tracks. It's basically taking a broom, you know, walking through the snow and sweeping from behind as you walk to wherever you're going, because they've been doing that for so long. They've been walking and covering their tracks and trying to make it seem like it's good, and it hasn't been. They've been just trying to do it so they can keep it the way it is, because everybody knows it as Aunt Jemima.
I'm curious to know how many people have reached out in the past about them changing their name. You cannot tell me this is a brand new problem.
It's not.
They haven't been getting calls and tweets out the yin yang, you know what I'm saying, you know, your product's named after a racist name for what is it, like a black cook or a black woman in the kitchen?
Yeah,
they call her a mammy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And then you have her name, you have her face,
yes, on
the box or on the bottle or whatever it is that you're selling.
Yes. Her likeness.
Yeah, her likeness, her features are exaggerated and sharpened. And
yeah.
It used to be worse back in the day. It's actually gotten better.
Yeah.
Now it looks like, you know, someone I can call, I don't know, my aunt or my grandma. Because the first ones, they look like, you know, Sojourner Truth was selling pancakes.
Harriet Tubman up there.
Man. Yeah. Maggie Walker pancakes. They look like that's not old enough. I need to go back. My bad.
Hey,
but they look like I don't know, man. Looked like she was still in the fields.
It was Kizzy.
Yes. Like, are you picking cotton or are you flipping pancakes?
Yeah,
you can't do both.
Well, you know, you can't. But she did. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently she did. Because I was tripping on how the family came out and said that, they don't want to change nothing.
Right.
Because they, I guess the company, they had paid for her likeness, and she had been receiving money, and they were good with it. I bet you are good with it. I mean, Aunt Jemima is one of the biggest pancake and syrup making companies probably in the world at this point. Absolutely. I would imagine. So of course you're not trying to lose that bag. I wouldn't want to lose that bag either. No. However, you got to come to a point at some point and realize that, things need to change. And we're not buying Aunt Jemima products because it looks like an old slave.
Right.
We're buying it because it's good.
Right.
So you can easily rebrand yourself and change it up. And, like I said, tell that story or whatever. However they want to bridge the gap, they can do it. Those are smart people, with degrees that went to the Ivy League schools. They can figure out how to bridge the gap into the new, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, but how can you bridge it?
I don't know.
How can you bridge the gap in that? I mean, it's got
to be a learning moment. That's the only way I can see it being done.
It will be a learning moment, but how long will this moment take? Because, I mean, this company was started back in 89?
Right.
Something like that. And so now you got to do a whole, 1889. And now it's, a household name.
Right.
From 1915 till now.
Right.
And you got to backtrack 105 years to try and make people understand this is what it is. I think the only way that they can do that is to have a documentary.
Ooh, I like that idea.
That's the only way, because you're going to have to...
The documentary would not have to be about them.
Right.
It would directly have to be about
her.
Yeah. Her.
That specific person.
Her and her family.
That Nancy Green-ish type of deal that's going on.
I'm with you on that.
It's definitely going to have to... They're going to have to dig all the way into it and politely and very eloquently put it together and display it for everybody to see, so that they'll see where it came from, the reason why, and how it became the way it is.
Right. And then just go through the whole process of changing the name and all that. I would throw all that in there.
I would too. I would throw the new branding of it. I would introduce the new branding of it on that day the documentary drops.
Somebody cut that man a check.
That's the only way they do it. I did not know that Aunt Jemima was owned by Pepsi.
Yeah, PepsiCo.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
How you think they make that soda syrup for the restaurant? Aunt Jemima is everywhere, man.
Aunt Jemima is in everything you eat, from Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all of that. But I mean, you got Aunt Jemima. Who else? We got Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. They were talking about, they want to switch up Uncle Ben, man. I don't even see nothing wrong with Uncle Ben. This is like an old dude that cooked rice really well.
It's everybody's grandfather.
And he can do it in under a minute. I don't see the issue, man. Hey. Anybody that can cook rice in under a minute is welcome in my house. Anytime.
I don't think it originally took him that long, though. I think
it took a little while.
I think it took him a little while.
Through innovation and ingenuity, they have found a way to get this rice cooking process under a minute.
That's true. That's true. But it's the photo that's killing everybody.
But there's nothing racist about Uncle Ben. I can understand the Aunt Jemima thing, because you got the whole mammy thing in there. Everybody got an Uncle Ben.
Right.
Or Uncle Tim. Or Uncle, I'm saying, one name, whatever. Uncle Mike.
Right.
Everybody's got one of those. So I don't know. I honestly think they were trying to just throw their hat in there just so they could be like, hey, we're going to do it too. But there's not much they have to do. Uncle Ben's at this point could literally just take the man off of the brand and keep Uncle Ben's up there and be perfectly fine. I don't think anybody buys it just to see the black man's face on there.
That's true.
At this point, like I said, I've used this word a lot through this podcast, but we're conditioned to see. The first thing I see when I see Uncle Ben's, I see the curve, the curve, the way they write the letters,
right,
and that curve that highlights the logo, and then I see the food. I'm not even thinking about the dude on there, to be quite honest with you.
They're trying to stay even keel, and I think once Aunt Jemima company said we're gonna rebrand,
yeah,
I think everybody else that had a black person on their box, on their bottle or whatever,
anybody that's
closely related.
Borderline. So what about Famous Amos, man?
Oh, Famous Amos.
Are they gonna come for him too? Well, his picture's not on the logo.
Not anymore.
They used to be. Well, that's right. They sold the company.
Yeah, Famous Amos is now chilling somewhere in Hawaii.
So I wonder if that was part of the deal when they sold the company. They had to take his picture off of there.
Might have been. Because you're not gonna make money off my likeness, and I'm not getting a piece of it.
Right. That's true. I remember growing up, they had the black guy's face.
Yeah, but he owned it then.
Right.
So he was able to use his likeness.
But as a kid, it kind of made you want it more because it felt like it was something that was, it was yours.
Exactly.
But I still like them. I still eat them now with no face on them. So,
but I don't think that was a racial issue with it because he used his own face and he owned the cookies. He owned that product,
right,
that company. So you got places like Uncle Ben's, for example, who was not invented by a black guy. Right. Just a black guy's face plastered upon the product.
Oh. So that's kind of like Popeye's chicken, how you got the lady all over the commercials who don't own a damn thing.
She don't own nothing. Not one part of Popeyes.
I got you.
Except for one of them spatulas in the kitchen. It's probably one of Aunt Jemima's descendants in the kitchen cooking in Popeyes. Because have you seen those commercials? She actually has a hair wrap on one of those commercials, like Aunt Jemima.
Does she?
Because she's in the kitchen.
Oh wow. Okay, that's about right. I could see the descendants in there.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. All of these people changing. Mrs. Butterworth, she changing.
So what's wrong with Butterworth though? Just because the bottle's in the shape of a woman?
Yeah, because it's in the shape of an old slave woman.
How you know?
Look at the bottle. Look at the bottle.
Oh, it's shaped like grandma's.
Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Yes, man, that's who they shape like. Shaped just like that.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, I guess I can see it now, but I still don't see the purpose of them changing it. So what do you do now? You give it like a swimsuit edition?
You can't, because then that's low fat.
That's what everybody going for now. Anyway,
that's true.
Keto this, vegan that.
That's true. It's probably just going to be a bottle, like Log Cabin.
No, man. Bring out the Baywatch Butterworth. Let me get the P90X plus Butterworth syrup. with an Instagram model.
You get that keto syrup. That keto body syrup. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine how that would taste? Keto syrup?
No. That's why I'd rather keep Miss Butterworth just like she is, man.
Oh my gosh.
And have you heard of any other companies doing anything?
I haven't. Those are the major ones that I've heard. I think everybody else is probably just waiting to see what happens. But I can't really think of any other companies that's kind of like in a pinch to where they may have to change it or not. That's racially, biased.
That's interesting. What a lot of companies are doing things without us even knowing.
Facts.
Be honest with you, man.
At least they telling us they about to change it.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember last week sometime where everybody's phone went down.
Yes, I do.
Well, not everybody. I got Verizon. I was chilling. We were chilling.
I was still calling people.
But I was seeing all over my timelines that people's phones was going down. T-Mobile and Sprint and AT&T or I don't know whoever, Boost, Cricket,
U.S. Cellular,
all them people, Suncom, whatever.
Wow,
down.
Suncom and Telos. Primeco. Y'all remember Primeco? That was my first phone. I was working and able to get my own phone, boy. I thought I was bad, boy. Had a leather case on it, had the little flip down for the numbers and everything.
Is that the one that had the chirp? Like the Nextel chirp?
No, this is before the Nextel. Well, not before the Nextel, because Nextel was out. Wasn't even a part of Sprint then. Nextel was their own company.
Gotcha.
But Primeco was like, I think Primeco got bought out by Suncom.
So that was back when minutes was free after 9.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, where people would call you during the day and you wouldn't pick up.
Yep. Call me back after 9. You put that on your answer machine.
Yes.
If you call me before 9 o'clock, hit me back at 9:01. Minutes free.
And then the weekends became free. Oh, we was on our phone all day. All day. But that was still back in the time where you still had a pager too. So during the day, page me. Page me first. Then I'll call you when I get to the house.
Right. But everybody's phones majority of people's phones were down and nobody could figure out why. And until the next morning, for some odd reason, there was a new feature.
Very new feature. And they hit it too.
Yeah, they hit it. There's a new feature in your health settings.
Yes. That
now, I hope I'm saying this right, but this new feature is supposed to give you some kind of warning, or it lets you know how exposed you are to other people that have COVID-19 surrounding you.
Yes, something like that.
Is it something like that? Did I say that right?
Yeah, it's let me see. Exchange. Let's see. No. Let's see. Enables an app to notify you if you may have been exposed to COVID-19. Exposure logging cannot access any data in or add any data to the health app.
Oh wow! So if your medical records or however you store your health records are in sync with your iPhone or Android, and you have this Bluetooth. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, it's run by Bluetooth.
It's run by Bluetooth.
If you have this feature on, it will give you some kind of notification, kind of like a text pop up that you ain't safe, bro.
Y'all know how y'all get the tropical storm alerts or you get the Amber alerts on your phone? Everybody getting it. We'll be sitting in church, boy, and then all of a sudden everybody's phone going off because somebody that went missing.
Right.
Or it's a tropical storm coming or something like that. It's a weather advisory. This app, this new feature in your app will now tell you via Bluetooth, by Bluetoothing from somebody else's phone, if you have been exposed or close to somebody in your proximity that has had COVID-19.
I wonder if
oh God,
if they can have the alarm be stronger for people that
oh boy,
if the signal is just stronger for people who have more symptoms. You know what I'm saying? If you already got if all you got is a little sniffle, you might get a little boop. If somebody come to you and he's sneezing, hacking, coughing, can't breathe, it's boop, boop, boop.
But then if somebody come up to you and be like, "Oh, my chest hurt," they gonna go,
you gonna flatline?
Yes, because if you don't get away from him, you're gonna be dead.
So, number one, is that not an invasion of privacy for you to just go in my phone and put an app on my phone. At least they give you the option to turn it on or off.
They do.
They do that.
Yes.
Maybe.
I
don't necessarily believe it.
Until they actually activate it and say it's testing.
Right. So I think it's an invasion of privacy, but then I'm not sure because I remember a few years ago I got a free Jay-Z album on my phone out of nowhere.
What?
I don't know if you remember when Jay-Z dropped the Magna Carta album.
Right.
The way they did it was if you had a particular phone, you got the album for free.
Oh, wow.
Voila. So you just woke up and the album was on your phone. Whether you like Jay or not, whether you liked hip hop or not, whether you liked rap or not, don't matter. You got it, buddy.
Wow.
So that kind of reminded me of this. And it's like, man, they can really just do what they want to do.
Right.
So now we've all awakened with these COVID-19 trackers. I don't know what to do, man.
I don't think it's just COVID-19 trackers either.
That's what I don't think either. I think they're tracking a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because now, before they was talking about everybody you need to be chipped and stuff like that. Why chip everybody? Because everybody got a cell phone.
Everybody got a cell phone.
Just chip the cell phones.
Absolutely right. They're gonna carry it with them everywhere they go.
Right.
They're gonna give us the fingerprint.
Yep.
Give us the eye retina scan.
Yep. Their facial scan, all of that. And the crazy part is that, okay, cool. Let's say, for instance, COVID-19 gets under control. We find a cure for it. Are they going to go back onto our phones and take it off? Take the feature off?
I don't think so. I think that's set. I think that's done. That's the new...
Yeah.
Because that's probably a new selling point at this point when they go to if you go to buy a new phone. Does your phone have the new COVID-19 tracker? You don't have it? Well, you might be sick. You might be sick, so.
Hey, come here. Let me show you this COVID 2020. Let me show you this new Samsung. You heard of the Samsung 20? No, this that COVID 20. Come let me show you real quick.
And then we have the other COVID 20S, the S model.
And the XL.
Yes. Just in case you don't have enough to afford the original. You got it all covered here. So.
Oh.
But then I was also wondering, because, everybody's all about customization these days. You don't want you want to make it yours.
Right.
How do I make what if I want a COVID-19 tracker ringtone or a specific sound to play when somebody come through? He got the ro-ro.
Do you got Cardi B just coming on when somebody get close to you? Coronavirus.
Yo. Oh, I don't know, man.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, man.
What would have happened if they would have put that on? Oh, it was on. So what would have happened if you were out celebrating Juneteenth? You out there chilling and everybody's phone is going off.
Except for yours.
Except for yours.
Hey man, how come your COVID tracker ain't going on, dog?
I don't know. Mine might be broken. I don't know.
Hey y'all, he got that ro-ro. He got that ro-ro. He got that go.
Yeah, he got to get out of here now, man.
I don't know, man. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Man.
What would you set if you had the ability to set your ringtone for this COVID tracker? What would it be?
I don't know. Oh. I don't even think I have a song. I probably have the clip from Forrest Gump when she says, "Make me a bird, make me a bird, so I can fly far, far away from here."
Dear God, make me a bird, so I can fly far, far, far away from here.
That's exactly what I would play.
Pray with me, Forrest.
Do you know what you would play?
Oh my gosh!
What would you play for your COVID-19 ringtone tracker?
If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, because you are getting out of here. I'm telling you that right now. That's what I would play. It would just come on. Soon as somebody walked into the area, if you think you're lonely now. Ha! Because you got to have it in there. I want that part where you go, ha! Because then that lets me know. When he really singing it, when you think you're lonely now. Ha! That's it. I'm leaving.
Yo, speaking of that cough, did you see? It's news now. It is news now when people attempt to sneeze or cough on you.
Yes.
That is equivalent to, this is crime.
Yes.
This is crime. There was a story where this woman had coughed in a 1-year-old's face.
She needs to be punched in the face.
But hold on. I got a question, though.
Okay, talk to me.
In the article, they described the baby as a 1-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
A 1-year-old. What is a 1-year-old? I've been conditioned to believe that, children are up to 36 months old. Then they're 3. Anything before that, he's 17 months. Oh, he's 972 weeks. Oh, he 2,366 days old. I'm trying to figure out in this article, why are they calling him a 1-year-old? Nobody calls 1-year-olds. I just did it, but
it's a 12-month-old baby.
Yeah. Why do they call him a 1-year-old? It's almost like they try to make it seem worse than what it is. That's what the news does.
Yes.
The baby could have been 14 months old.
Yes.
But 14 months old is older than 1, but it sounds a lot older than 1. So by 1, when we say 1, it makes it seem like the lady coughed on an infant.
Yes.
On a newborn.
On a 1-day-old baby. Baby getting ready to be taken home. Soon as they come out of the hospital doors, this lady just come around the corner.
Oh, I forgot to finish the story. So, the lady coughed on the...
on the baby.
Yeah, 36,000-year-old baby. She coughed on the baby because she was upset that the baby and the mom were not practicing social distance with her. So, they weren't 6 feet away from her.
What?
So, I guess to get back at him, she said, well, if you're not going to social distance, this is what you're going to get. And hold these hacks. Hack-a-shack.
Catch this mist.
Yeah, all over the face.
All over the face. Catch this mist. Rub it in. What?
That's news now. And authorities are looking for her. They had her picture in the paper like a bank robber.
Are you serious?
Serious. And, it's crazy because you got the mask on. You know what I'm saying? You got shades on. You really look like an armed robbery suspect.
Like you're an armed cougher.
But they're not looking for a robber. They're looking for someone with allergies.
They doing sound analytics to her phone and stuff. That's what the COVID tracking for. They listening to her right now. Soon as she cough again, yep, that's her. That's her. She's in Los Angeles right now. Let's go get her.
Make me a bird. I can fly far, far away from you.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, we thank every one of y'all for coming out to the Church Parking Lot Podcast once again.
Episode 6.
Episode 6, baby. We still going, still growing strong. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're on all your social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're on YouTube as well. We're on Anchor.fm, where you can branch out and get all your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, and all the other podcast formats. For me, J. Jamal, and my boy,
B. Allen.
Hey, once again, Church Parking Lot Podcast. And as always, it is...
And it ain't.
What you think.
Brings up,